Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Hello. I've just got to move this. Oh, dear. As always, it wouldn't be a Beyond Authentic Witchcraft start unless I had things that weren't quite in the right place, would it really, to be honest? Good evening, everybody. How are you all? It is... Can you hear me all right? Yes, hopefully. Ugh. Hang on. I'm trying to move the fan around all this other cabling. Oh shit, is that the laptop cable? No, it's not. For a split second I thought I hadn't plugged the laptop in. That would be fun. So yes, the stay there. The repairing of the room, or the rearranging of the room, has begun, but it's nightmare fuel for me. It really is. It is the epitome of everything that I hate most in the world, apart from hatred and all of those things. But it's everything that I hate about, you know, having ADHD, because I would love to be one of those organized people. I'm just not. But we have started. Now, things might be a bit wibbly. Didn't even realize that was there. Things might be a bit wibbly today. In theory, I've got all of everything plugged in everywhere, right? I don't know why that is so wobbly though. That shouldn't be that wobbly. So something isn't quite right, because that shouldn't be that wobbly. But if I press there, no, if I press, what do I press? I'm on the wrong screen. That's why. If I press this, we have got music again. Oh, it needs to be turned up though. would help if I, you know, thank you. Let's do that again. Is that on? There we go. Right, volume, please. There we go. Look, we've got music, which means we've got sound effects. And if that wasn't enough, we've also got a keyboard. Oh, Lola's, I've got a keyboard. I can type. And a mouse that works and everything. So today should be okay. We should be fine for the stream. Whew, dear. Yes, so it should be all good today. So fingers crossed. The only thing I'm a bit concerned about is how suddenly very wobbly that camera is. So I'm going to need to not... Oh, it's because I'm... What am I leaning on? Oh, it's because I'm leaning on that. Right, hang on. Let me move the chair slightly. There we go. There we go. Right then. So the first thing first, if you were here on Sunday, you will know that our lovely mod Patricia was absent. She was actually poorly. And she's back. She's fine. She's not fine, but she's fine. I don't know why this is so wibbly today. I do apologize. It's all a little bit, it's still in progress because, yeah, it's still in progress. But Patricia is back. She's okay. Thank you to everybody who was concerned. Thank you to everybody who sent her healing energy and well wishes and everything on the channel. You're all a bunch of lovely people and I love you all very much. So thank you very, very much for that. Hopefully it helped. Patricia's in the chat today. So yay. So then, right, let's have a look at what we are doing today. Well, we're going to do some tarot reading today. I thought, you know, just for a change, we'll read some tarot cards. Do you think that's a good idea? I think that's a good idea. A novel idea on this channel, I know. So we're going to do some tarot reading. We're going to have a nice chilled out day today. I've got the fan on. I've been to Fat Club and I've gained ½ a pound despite being on it. But I've then contacted my doctor today and the receptionist said, oh, there was an issue with your thyroid, but I don't know exactly what it is. So this might be an explanation as to why, being on Slimming World, I'm still gaining weight. So we're going to find out exactly what's happening with that. But anyway, that's for another stream. But for today, we're going to do some tarot reading. I am in love with this deck, right? The Fifth Spirit Tarot. I know... Do you know what? I know I probably say every time I get a new deck that I connect with even slightly, that new deck becomes my favorite deck. So like I've also got here within arm's reach, we've got the Everyday Enchantment deck. We've got the Queer Tarot, which I love as well. The Lightseers deck, which you know I adore. And the Fifth Element Tarot. I've got a whole bunch of them just there. Just there. All on those shelves. So there's loads and loads and loads of interesting tarot cards. But I think we're going to use the Fifth Spirit one today. So then, all I would like from everybody today, right? All I would like is for you to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button because it would be really nice. Do you think we could have a little bit of an early like spike? That would be glorious. What would it be? Glorious! Glorious! Till I'm victorious. I will defend. I will defend. Yes, indeed, it's back. A glorious like spike. Go and hit that thumbs up button. Do that. Do the thumbsy uppies. All of that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Yay. Right then, we're going to get on with some readings. So how does the readings work on this channel? Dead easy. Dead easy. All you need to do is, in a minute, when I open up a round, put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. I will then pick one of those questions at random and do your reading. Each reading is going to be about 10 minutes, right? So if you need to nip to the loo, if you aren't having your reading, if it's not a reading that resonates with you, because quite often you'll find we'll get a run of readings of a similar theme. This is something I've noticed over the last couple of years of doing this. So if a few of you have similar sort of issues around, maybe does a loved one, is the person I fancy right for me? Is this person cheating? Is so-and-so, is this going to be a good job interview? All of that. If that's something that you're also thinking about, if that's also in the back of your mind, watch somebody else's reading, because although it's aimed at them, you may well find in the chat, because we have such a lovely community, people offer advice. So somebody will be saying, oh, girl, get rid of him, he's a loser. Somebody else will be saying, well, actually, I think this might be really useful and this might be a good technique. And so in the chat, there's this whole conversations that go on every single time we do this, where you're supporting one another, which is the most amazing thing. When I watch these back, because normally when I do the readings, I don't have the chat up in front of me. So when I watch these back, that's when everything kind of, I can see all the messages, which is amazing. It really, really is amazing. So it's such a lovely community. So if you've got an issue and no one else can solve it, and if you can find them, maybe you could hire the authentic team. That should be a thing. That I should make that a video. That should be an intro. But anyway, genuinely keep an eye on the chat. But if someone else's reading is nothing compared to yours, use nothing you want to know, it gives you a 10-minute slot, roughly. Get yourself off, grab a cup of tea, come back in 10 minutes for the next round. Right then, so there are some rules on the channel. I am going to pop those on now. Don't forget, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you are looking for support in those areas, please seek out a professional in those areas. I do have some qualifications in all sorts of things, believe it or not, but none of them make me a qualified counselor, financial advisor, doctor, lawyer, none of that. I am not a qualified any of that. Thank you, love. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, darling. I am not a qualified anything like that, right? So if you need that advice, go and seek out a professional. It's worth it in the end. As I always say, if you fell over and you had your arm jutting out here because you broke your bone, you wouldn't go and reach for a neighbor or, you know, someone down the street and a witch to put some herbs on it. You'd probably go to hospital first, get it put in a plaster, and then use that other stuff to help the healing. That's the thing here on this channel. Mundane before magic. If your life is at risk of something, get it sorted out, then reach out to the universe for help. Sometimes the mundane needs to be dealt with first. For example, if you suspect you're having a heart attack, maybe don't sit at home and go, oh, what a weird day I've had today. Maybe you should ring 999 or 911. Get an ambulance to check you over if that's a thing. I don't know why I'm saying that, but you know, maybe that's a good idea. Anyway, that's what we do on this channel. I'm going to get slapped for that, I know. But anyway, that is what we do. So if you would like a reading, I'm going to go ahead and open up the lists. Not the list, the round. We don't have lists on this channel anymore. What we have is a round, and each round I don't have the chat up. So when I come back to it, I'll click the chat, and one of the questions that we have in the chat I will look at, and that will just be the first one that I pull. It's completely done at random. And then all I would say to you is copy your message, copy your question, save it, and then next time the round opens up, just Control V, just copy and paste. That's what you need to do. If you want a reading, by the way, and you want it next, or you want to guarantee a reading, just go up here, buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic, where you can in fact QJUMP. You can also join our memberships. I will be doing at some point soon-ish, within the next month or two, I'll be doing a giveaway on this channel. I'm going to be getting a few bits and pieces. I'm going to be shopping with Neil at Necronomicon, because he's got issue 50, which has just come out of his horror zine that you know I love. So I'm going to get an issue of that to give away. I'm going to get something from Holland as well over on Blue Chalice over on Etsy. I'm going to put together, there might be a tarot deck, a few other bits and pieces from Witch Casket, and a channel membership for, what, 6 months? I'll give it all, a year, whatever. I'll give that away as well, because we have got past that 1,000 members mark. This lovely plaque just here was a commemorative for that. And I didn't do a giveaway, so that will be coming up, okay? So keep an eye out on the channel for that. It won't be on a live stream. It will be on one of the channel videos, so you will need to watch. But then let's go ahead now and open up the list. How do you get a reading on this channel? What's it all about? The ticker tape has changed. All you need to do is go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and we'll do a round after this. Yes, indeed. Don't forget, everybody, this channel is not, we are not the wishy-washy fluffy bunny channel that a lot of tarot readings are, a lot of tarot channels are. We tell it a little bit more authentically. We tell it as it is. We do things in a very raw, sometimes way. If the cards are saying that you're being a bit of an idiot, I'll tell you, you're being a bit of an idiot. Now, that has got me into a bit of trouble in the past. In fact, I was even on the news.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Indeed, this is very much a PG-13 channel. That's how we like to put it. Right then, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the chat. So the very first question I've seen is Shivani. Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me, can I just call you Shivani? Because it always makes me feel dead old when I see big letters, because you know me, my understanding of words is not good at the best of times. Shivani Radhakrishnan. There you go. I can say it. I've just got to read it. It's not saying it that's the problem. It's seeing it, because I'm getting a bit old now. So then, Shivani, you are up first, my darling. Let's take the ticker tape off because we've got a reading going on. Don't forget, everybody, about 10 minutes time, we will do about 10 minutes time, the round will open again for another reading. So then let's have a look. Shivani, your question is, you're seeing a guy who you met through an arranged marriage proposal. Oh, just want to know if it's worth pursuing. Interesting. Oh, Shivani, Patricia, we might need our hats after all. We might need our hats after all. Fingers crossed. Right, let's have a look. If you don't know what I'm talking about, hats, a wedding hat, because me and Patricia are dying to get our wedding hats on with a little bit of, I think mine's going to be like maybe a turquoise or lavender color, lavender maybe with a little veil. Patricia's probably going to go for one of those big wide brim hats, you know, like all the big supermodels wear. Ed's wanting a suit. Neil's already got his suit. So, you know, we're going for it here. Holland is waiting to just for the buffet, I think. So we're waiting to get invited to our first ever Beyond Authentic Witchcraft wedding. That's what we want to know. So then let's quickly swap cameras. Here we go. Please be working today, card cam. Oh, we have an issue with card cam. Let me entertain you. No, let me just... Right, whilst everything is plugged in, everything should be working. Card cam is not plugged into... that. Is that card cam? Hang on. Have I plugged the wrong thing into the wrong thing? Probably, knowing me. Bear with me just 1 second, Shivani, my darling. What is in that USB one there? That is the StreamYard, that's the internet, and that is the mouse. So it should be working. Hang on, one more time. If not, come on, card cam. Come on, card. No, it looks like after all my efforts today, card cam is not working. Oh, that's so annoying. That is so annoying. Right, never mind. I'm not resetting the laptop, the whole computer system. We're just going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, right? Just like we did at the start of the channel. So then, let's have a look. A French beret at a rakish angle, says Patricia. Right, I can see you in that, actually. Right then, let's have a look. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my keyboard. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because you can't see because of the blooming camera. That's annoyed me. That really has annoyed me. Right then, dragons. Good evening to the dragons. We've got them all on board tonight. Shivani Radhakrishnan would like to know what is happening with the guy that she's seeing. She's met him through an arranged marriage proposal, and she wants to know, is this one worth pursuing? That's what we want to know. Is it worth pursuing? Let's have a look then. So Is the relationship through the marriage proposal, is this worth pursuing? Ooh, dear. Wispy, I know you're glad to be back and that Patricia's okay and you've got all your dragon friends with you in the little crystal, but please, oh, if you don't know what I'm talking about, dragons, we did a podcast all about it. Hopefully, if you have a look back on this channel, you'll be able to find a link to it. It's not that far away, but it's a really interesting podcast. Right then, there's no modifying card, nothing's flipped, Shivani. So let's have a look at your drop, my darling. We can do it straight on the camera now. Look at that, makes life easier. There we go, a low drop for you. Oh, Neil's in the chat. There we go. So we've got the hanged one in your past position. In the present, we've got the 7 of Wands reversed. And in the future position, oh, we've got the Queen of Cups reversed. Interesting. Right then, my darling, let's have a look for you. So then, the hanged one, what does this mean? Now, in the past, the hanged one is talking about being basically preparing, self-sacrificing, having a situation where you are waiting for the right moment. Oh, Shivani. Yeah, waiting for the right moment. Okay. This is one of those cards where you have to give up things that maybe you want to do in order to do what's right and what's best. So this is really interesting in coming up in terms of this relationship reading, because I would read this as saying that in your past, you've waited for the right one for quite a while. I don't know how old you are, my darling. Hopefully you're over 18 because, you know, you're having a tarot reading. But the way that this feels is it feels like maybe you've had to kiss a few frogs to get a prince. Does that make sense? And I'm not saying like that, not saying that in an easy way or anything rude like that, but just saying maybe you've waited until this moment and now this relationship's there and it's like, oh, this is interesting. The hangman normally for me represents waiting for that right time, the right moment, the right one. So that's come up in your past position. Now, in the present, we've got the 7 of Wands. Now, this one is really interesting. Okay, so Wands for me, as you'll know, is all about security, confidence, and like how you know yourself to be. All of those things. So it's very inward looking. But this is, the 7s for me are almost a little bit of a warning shot, because it's saying just be a little bit careful. But I think because this has come up reversed, it's almost saying like, have you put other things off in other relationships, in like other people you were interested in? Were there moments where it didn't feel right and where something was kind of missing? Because it feels like this one at the moment, you're not getting that warning. Does that make sense? Because it feels like in a previous relationship, you've kind of gone, oh, this one's not right because I don't like his shoes. This one, oh no, he eats boiled egg sandwiches. Oh, I can't be dealing with that. You know what I mean? And then this time round, you're like, oh, actually, and there's a lack of something. You know what I mean? There's a lack of a complaint. Does that make sense, my darling? Also, when you look at this card, I don't know whether you can see, but this wand here, I don't know how well that's showing up on this camera. I do apologize. I will get this fixed for Sunday. This central wand has been repaired. So for me, that's almost saying like this wand has got fruits and flowers, and all of these feel very much like suitors that weren't right for you, right? So people that maybe you weren't, maybe people that weren't the right fit, weren't the right match, they weren't in your wheelhouse. But now, and also look, we've got this wand is I don't know whether you can see, it's a club with nails through it. These 3 are lit torches. This one just seems to be a bit of a tree, and this one's been sharpened. So this is really interesting because all of these are really negative, apart from this one single one, which is blossoming, if you like. But this is reversed, which means you do have some sort of, there's a little question. Things aren't fitting 100% in your mind, put it that way. And I don't know whether that's because you're expecting, you know, in Hollywood films, less so these days, but in the 50s, they'd be like, oh, the clouds would open, the sun would rise, and you'd have that moment, wouldn't you? And I know in Bollywood films, you get that similar thing where it's like, oh, this is the one, slow motion, like soft focus, oh, and you see each other across a crowded bar or across a, not a bar, across a crowded room or across a field, you know what I mean? And then you dance to one another. It's that sort of vibe that this is giving me. It's like, the connection's there, but like you're all the way, you can't see where I'm pointing, you're all the way over there and he's sort of here somewhere. That's kind of what it feels like. And it's like you're slowly coming together. Anyway, the future we've got here, we've got the Queen of Cups reversed. Now, I think that this looks like a seer. I think that this is the right way up. I think it looks like a tarot reader, a psychic, a fortune teller. And I think this is saying that how can I put this? Don't listen to fortune tellers. Don't listen to us. Listen to your heart, right? Because the Queen of Cups is all about your emotions. And it's all about following through on your own authority. So that if you feel that this person is kind of quite nice and kind of like, it might not start off with the whole, oh my God, you're everything I've always wanted. But quite often you'll find that things build. And certainly I know with me and my amazing other half, like when we first got together, I don't think either of us thought we'd still be together 8 years on and that actually this was forever. I think we hoped it would be, but it's only as you get to know someone deeper into a relationship that you can make that decision. And I think that this is that. It's saying, look, follow your heart, but maybe follow you, not asking advice from everybody around you. Does that make sense? So it's almost saying, look, stop asking Lisa about it, just get on with it, snog the boy. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it feels like, to be brutally honest, Shivani. It really does. But if your heart is saying there might be something here, then go with it, because I think in all honesty, this is saying there might be something here. It's just that I think my gut feeling, my darling, is that don't take this the wrong way, right? I wanted to say being around the block, and I don't mean that in the way it's going to come across. What I mean is perhaps there's been a few people that you could have had relationships with, but that weren't right. And I think that thing of, oh, you know, you've had your fingers burnt a little bit by people that weren't right for you. I think that, my darling, is probably where this reversal is coming from, and certainly where this hanged one is coming from. So it feels very much that there is a very strong possibility that this might be a really nice relationship. Is it going to last forever and a day? I can't tell you that, my darling. What I can say is that the way the cards are falling, it certainly feels like this is different from the other relationships you've had, and that this Queen of Cups, I think you've got a gut feeling about this one. I think you have a gut feeling, and you're double checking to see if the cards are telling you, and you've probably asked other people, other friends, maybe even other tarot readers and things, because for me it feels like you're just going, do you know what? I've got a nice feeling about this. So there you are, my darling. Hopefully that helps. Sorry the card cam wasn't fully operational, but that is your reading today. And yeah, I really hope that helps, Shivani. And if you do end up getting married, we want an invite. We want an invite, okay? We want an invite. That's all I can say. Any excuse to go and buy a nice posh hat. That's all we want. Right, my darling, let me have a look at the chat. Have we got a mouse that works? That'll be useful. Right, chat. Yes, you do feel right with this person. See, I knew it. Stop asking me. You've got the blessing of the cards. You've got the blessing of me, for whatever that's worth. I think that this could be something really nice, right? Have fun, my darling. Just have fun exploring each other and finding out if you both like the same sandwiches, and if you both have got the same, you know, you both throw a penny into the fountain to make a wish. All of those silly things that we do as a couple. If have some fun, get to know each other and see where it goes. It feels nice. It really does feel nice. Yes, that's true. You've had too many unrealistic expectations. Yeah, and I think that's what that hanged one is saying. It's like, You've waited for the right time, and this is the right time. Anyway, my darling, I hope that helps. You'd love to go back to India, says Patricia. You met the kindest, gentlest, lovely people in the whole world. Do you know, the only thing that puts me off traveling to India, Pakistan, like that whole continent, is the heat, because I can't stand the heat. I collapse. I just can't deal with heat. Like if you moved India to like maybe 30, 40 degrees north or whatever it is, if you put it sort of in the same region as like Scotland, do you know what I mean? Raised it north, so it's not as close to the equator. Put it right up here. I mean, it'll be a completely different country, but you know, then I can go anywhere. That's like, I'd love to go to the States, but there's only certain parts I can go, because the mid states where it's super hot, and like down south, I wouldn't survive. I'd love to go to New Orleans and all around that area, and Florida and all, but I would not survive the heat, or the crocodiles probably. So yeah, but I would love to. If they ever bring out air conditioned suits, you know, so I could just zip up a onesie and it'll be air conditioned, then I'll be there. Anyway, my darling, I hope that helps. And yes, hopefully. Everyone's invited. You'll have it in the UK. Oh yes, absolutely. Come to Leeds, have the wedding in Leeds or somewhere in Yorkshire. Yorkshire's lovely. Have it here, and then absolutely we'll be there. Listen, I'll make this promise to you, right, my darling? If you actually end up getting married to this guy, and if you actually end up having a destination wedding in the UK, I will not only accept a little invitation and sit on one of the back tables quietly eating my sandwiches, I will also do your guest free readings for the whole night. I'll be there as your tarot reader for your guests if you want, for free. Okay, so there you go. And I absolutely 100% mean that. So yes, so there you go. Anyway, right then, everybody, let's have a look at let's go for the next reading, shall we? Let's see. If you would like a reading, you should know what to do by now, everybody. Go ahead, put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and we'll get on to it next, because the round is open just about now. We have a super strong connection here, right? Oh my God! Let me have a look on the comments on the chat section, and we're going with Flower Beauty, my darling. Could I describe? Oh gosh, what? Could I describe? Hang on, let me take this banner off, because otherwise it's going to distract me. Could I describe the next guy who you will be in a relationship with in the future? Funnily enough, I might be able to do that. My darling. Let's have a little look. So then, dragons. We haven't got card cam, unfortunately, dragons, but what we would like is the lovely Flower Beauty would like a reading describing the next guy who Flower Beauty will be in a relationship with. Oh dear, Wispy, what are you doing to me? Hang on. I've had to put my foot up. It's healed, by the way, my poorly foot, so that's all good. Right, hang on. There we go. So that was actually 3 cards that fell then. So I'm not going to count that as your reading, because Wispy just throws cards around because he's so excited to be back on the channel. I can't tell you. He's excited to have his other sibling dragons with him as well. So there we go. Right then. Can we describe the next guy that Flower Beauty is going to be in a relationship with? So, Wispy, what I would like, right, we're not going to do a 3-card reading. We're going to do, we want 1 card for general appearance. We want 1 card for maybe career, if you can swing it. And then we'll do 3 cards for personality, because that's the most important thing, isn't it? Like, it doesn't really matter what people look like, because in 10 years time they look completely different anyway. Some people gain weight, lose their hair, gain hair, you know, guys grow beards, they lose their hair on their head. So what they look like now doesn't really matter, because in 5 and 10 and 20 and 30 years time, they're going to look different. So that's what we're going to do, Wispy. 1 for looks or general appearance, 1 for career if you can, and 3 for personality. Right then, right, Flower Beauty, let's go for it. Let's absolutely. So 1 for looks. What have we got? What is it? The 6 of Wands. Well, that doesn't really help. Well, I guess it kind of does. So what do I think about when I think of the 6 of Wands? If this was a person, if this was a guy. So for me, Wands again is all about, oh, I know what this would be. So Wands is about confidence and security, how you see yourself. And look at the 6. Look at all the sparkles. Look at the wreath. This for me feels like somebody who is probably from a physical perspective quite physically fit, right? Doesn't mean that they're muscly or a bodybuilder, but physically fit. Reason being, we've got a laurel. Now I associate that with winning competitions, and when we're looking at for a physicality, a general appearance, I think this would be somebody for me. If I'm you know, putting it into a person type, then I would say that this is somebody who probably likes to work out, is quite confident about themselves, because they are, you know, they look after themselves, they look after their body. Probably not necessarily vain, not necessarily, as I say, in the gym every day, but maybe once or twice a week, you know, maybe like to go on a run occasionally. All those horrendously horrible things like running and working out. I mean, just no. But this person likes it, right? So personality wise, general appearance, probably generally physically fit, right? Don't know what they look like, because we're going on body type and general appearance. The second one I said was career, didn't I? And we've got strength. So this is a different card though, look, because the strength here is about nurturing. So could this be somebody who works with innocent ones? So somebody that works with children, works with animals, works as a nurse or nurturing, something like that. Because the strength card in this deck is very much talking about having the strength to care for others, having the strength to look out for those weaker than you and to lift up those in need. So career wise, I would associate that with the caring type professions. And if you look at the dog, that dog is a happy doggo. That is a really happy doggo. And the person seems quite serene, whether they've rescued the dog in this story, whether they found the dog, they're just out walking the dog. It's somebody who's very compassionate and very caring. So those type of careers is what that would bring to mind. And then we've got 3 for personality. So we've got the 8 of Pentacles reversed, somebody who is a little bit prone to burning the candle at both ends, right? So somebody who works really hard at what they do, cares about what they do, but also sometimes finds it hard to take a break. So it's not necessarily a workaholic, but somebody who has a lot of their time filled up with projects. So whether that's career projects or hobbies, it's somebody who's quite busy a lot of the time, because this is very much, you can see all the different tools here, look, from lots of different elements of, I think they're all carpentry tools. Look at them. Yes, I think they are. But it's somebody, and then they've got like Thor's hammer, but it's somebody who is like likes to keep themselves busy. We've then got the 9 of Wands. Now that's reversed as well. So although I said here, this is interesting, because although I said here somebody who likes to keep themselves physically fit, I don't think they're arrogant, because the 9s can be quite arrogant. That way up can lead to a little bit of arrogance, because it's like, look at me, I'm really super confident, it's like I'm alpha male, all of that. But reversed, it's like they're confident, but they haven't got that arrogant element of it. They're almost played down. So somebody who I think might actually not be as confident in real life as they would appear to be. So somebody who, once you get to know them, like again with this caring aspect, I think this is actually more than likely who they are. But on the surface, they might appear a little bit at first, a little bit like a bro. Do you know what I mean? But actually, when you get under the surface, I think that genuinely that's all an act, or not an act, but it's like, it's not necessarily who they are, if that makes sense. It's like they're actually a lot more, they're confident without being arrogant, but that can be misconstrued. And then the last card for personality, oh, we've got the 7 of Cups reversed. So again, all of these are really saying that these are traits you're going to get to know because of the reversals. You'll get to know as you know that person. So these aren't going to be like their career and their appearance. Probably you'll be able to pick up from straight away because obvious, but personality wise, it's like there's a lot of stuff, hidden depths here, and somebody who's actually quite deep. Now again, the 7 of Cups is, I think it's somebody who, this is going to sound so vague, and I don't mean it to be vague, but it's somebody who's been through a dodgy relationship in the past. So possibly somebody who's either divorced or somebody who was engaged and then that fell through. But the just because of the sevens for me are like things being removed. So there's an element here as well where you've got lots of different things within the cups. So I think their passions, what they care about, is quite varied, right? So it's, although it's somebody who, as I say, has got quite a caring personality and job, I think when it comes to what they do and what hobbies and things and what they actually do, I think they're quite an interesting person. Their passions are quite varied, and it also feels like with the 7 of Cups, that cups, it's so ingrained. And in fact, I'm going to rearrange the cards slightly. So in order of importance, right, this is how it goes. The 7 of Cups, somebody quite loving, quite, as I said, a little bit maybe bruised from previous relationship, but still very loving and caring. Then we go to the 8, somebody who puts a lot of work and effort into projects, into their career, but also into their hobbies. So whether there's a lot of time when you first meet for dating, that might be a bit of an issue, but it's something you can get over. And then the 9, which is that confidence without arrogance, but other people will say, oh, a bit arrogant, and you'll be like, no, it's just confident. So yeah, so because we've got 7, 8 and 9 running together, now this tells a story in and of itself. When you get, or for me, when I get a pattern like this, the 7, 8 and 9, that's important to take heart, because it's saying that these traits are not only connected, but they run into each other. So the fact that this person has been damaged in the past is what relates to them now spending a lot more time on the career and on, you know, hobbies, because they've literally gone, well, if dating's going to be like this, I'm going to not date for a while. And because they're doing this, maybe they aren't used to going out on dates, and maybe their game, if you like, chatting up women, is a bit rubbish. And that's where this arrogance comes from. It's not, none of this is, how can I put it? None of this is like, it's not negative, but it's just stuff to be aware of. It feels like overall, this is a really nice, well-rounded person, and somebody who, I think, like looking at the cards, I think it's a decent guy from what the cards are saying. If you said to me, you met this guy and what do the cards say about him? Seems to be a decent enough bloke, in all honesty. I hope that helps, my darling. I really do. Let's have a look at the chat. Again, I'm so sorry I can't show you the cards when they're lying on the table. So let's have a look. Oh. Right, you said thank you. Hopefully good. What's that? Good. Yeah, good. You love animals. Yeah, there's definitely a connection here with the animal world. Definitely with that strength. Like normally strength is a very internalized thing, but when it comes up in the career section, I mean, could be a vet, could be a nurse, could be a teacher, could be somebody who does childcare, could be all of those things. It could be somebody who's just rescued a dog, or just rescued an animal. So that's where that card is coming from. But it feels very like when we're talking in the career section, I think it's more likely that they work with innocent energy, children, animals, maybe even, you know, people that have people that are struggling in different ways. So people that have mental health problems, or people that have, you know, physical health problems. So somebody like a nurse or a counselor, or, you know, somebody like that, a physical therapist, somebody who, physical therapist, actually, physical therapist would fit multiple cards. But anyway, there you are, my darling. I hope that helps. Very, very vague. I don't like being vague, but it's almost impossible to tell when you haven't met them yet. But anyway, that's what to look out for, right? So next time you're on that there Tinder or whatever it is, you have to swipe up, down, left, right, whichever way it is. I don't know. Tinder wasn't a thing when I met Rufus, so I've got no idea how it works. Or at least if it was a thing, I wasn't on it. So yeah, swipe up, down, left. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why this table is so wobbly today. But yeah, swipe up, down, left, right, whichever it is, if they are into or working with animals or children or whatever. Right then, let's go for some more readings. Who else wants tarot reading? If you want a tarot reading, go ahead, do the things, put the doodah in the doodah and the thingy in the what's it, and we'll do you a reading. I mean, that's all there is to it, really. Put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will do that for you. We'll get onto that straight after this. Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me, and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. This is a Tarot Tuesday. Let's see what the cards will say today. Yes, indeed. Go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. You can join our channel memberships there. So if you don't know what the memberships are, it's a little bit like YouTube memberships, but because at the moment this channel isn't allowed to be, what's it called, monetized, because the watch time is less than 4,000 hours. So again, everybody that comes and watches the stream until the end really helps me out with things like that. But the watch time is the reason why we're not monetized, because people pop in, get their reading, pop off, and that's perfectly fine, but it means that's why we can't monetize on this channel. Hopefully in a little while, maybe in about 6 months time, looking at the analytics, we'll be able to offer YouTube, so you'll be able to do super chats and donations and things that way if you want to QJUMP. So that hopefully will be on stream by the end of the year, maybe, maybe, but I don't know. But at the moment YouTube doesn't allow us to be monetized. So even though on this stream some of you may have seen adverts, because I had a message saying that, oh Lisa, you say you're not monetized, but YouTube put an advert on the stream. That is nothing to do with me. If you're watching this and an advert pops up, or whether that's at the beginning, throughout the middle, or even at the end, and then it's nothing to do with me. If you do see an advert on this channel, refresh the feed as soon as that advert is played, because if the advert's 30 seconds, what it does, if you watch that advert, it then puts you 30 seconds behind the live. That is something I've discovered that YouTube does. I didn't know that was a thing. Because I'm not monetized, I can't turn the adverts on or off. That's just what YouTube does. They make all of that revenue. So if they think it's worth their while sticking an advert halfway through a 2-hour stream, that's what YouTube will do. The only adverts you ever see on this channel are ones like this. Hang on, where is it? Like this.
Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necroneil.
And as you all know, Necroneil is one of my oldest friends. Might as well call him my brother, really. And Neil runs Necronomicon zine. It's been running for over 20 years. He's now done issue 50. Very good friend of mine, very good friend of the channel, is a moderator here. And you'll also see this one because, again, Holland is a moderator, a very good friend of mine, and I love the work that they do over on Etsy. to let you know, I make zero money from those adverts. They haven't asked me to put them on. I made them myself. The only reason I put those on is because both of those people work really hard on the things that they're passionate about. They're both close to me. They're both friends of mine, and I like to support my friends in any way that I can. And if by putting that up, if you want to go and buy some really lovely handmade witchy items at a really good price from a small independent business, then go and check out Blue Chalice on Etsy. And if you like horror zines, go and check out Necronomicon on Etsy. It's that simple. That's the reason why I do it. So then let's have a look. Anyway, that's the reason. So if you ever see adverts on the channel, it's nothing to do with me. I will tell you when we get monetized, if that ever happens. But yeah, it's nothing to do with me. So apologies. I don't control that. Anyway, right, let's have a look at the chat. Queen 707, you are up, my darling. What's your question? Is anyone coming? I think I need to clean my glasses. Is anyone? Oh, I really can't read it without me specs on. Jesus. Hang on. Is anyone coming towards you in love this year? If so, you're curious to know what they're like. Oh, again. Oh, this is very much, this is good. This is good. It seems that we're doing a lot of these now. This is good. Right, let's have a look, see. Hang on, what does Neil say? Hang on. Neil says, I make zero money from doing the zine, so I couldn't afford paying Lisa to play. You're always thankful. Oh, no, my darling. Of course I'm going to play it because I love the zine. You know that. In fact, listen here, viewers. I might have just bought 2 copies, even though Neil is bringing me a special copy of issue 50. I've just bought 2 copies because I'm going to do a giveaway. So there, show you. And this is another thing that bugs me, right? Sorry, everyone. I'm on a soapbox now. This is another thing that bugs me, right? I will happily offer my mods free readings. I will happily offer the members readings on the pre-live live streams and all of that. But I do not ever expect anything for free from those businesses. Right? Ever. I'm not like that as an influencer. I don't go, and I'll do a video. No, that's bollocks, right? If you want to support people, support your friends first. That's what you need to do. And if you like this channel, if you like it and you're interested in horror, check out Necronomicon. It's like the 50th issue after 20 odd years is £2.50. You know what I mean? It's not like a big expense. Over on Blue Chalice, you can get jewelry pieces over there for less than a tenner. You can get all sorts of bits of wonderful stuff for not a great bit of money. So, you know, support the local businesses. Sod Amazon and its huge mega bucks. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, enough of that. Queen. Hang on, what's that say? Patricia says, no adverts for Patricia, but always... if you want me to do an advert for you, my darling, I will do. I will do. If you want me to do an advert to support your OnlyFans career or whatever it might be, I will do. You just let me know. You just let me know, my darling. Right. Queen 707. Let's have a look for you. I wish I could get this other camera working. I really do. Wispy, let's have a look. Dragons. Queen 707 would like to know who is coming towards them in love. What love energy is coming towards Queen 707 this year? Let's have a look. See. Oh gosh, yes, Neil. When Patricia opens the Museum of Tarot, I'll absolutely make a thing. Right, we've had a card drop. You can't see it because of the bloody camera's not working. But this is what's dropped for you, my darling. Let me just take the chat off. There we go. There we go. So I'll take the chat off so I don't get confused. This is what's just dropped. So your clarifying card is the 8 of Swords. Now, for me, the Swords is all about trouble and strife. But in this deck, it's more about obstacles and opportunities, challenges, ways that we can grow, if that makes sense. And this is a very interesting one because quite often with the 8, we're talking about this fabric is seen as a blindfold, but here we've got all of the swords are scissors, and this one is snipping through that fabric. So it's the fabric that binds us, the ties that bind, and the blindfold all being released. So this 8 of Swords feels very much like, although there is some challenges coming for you within the relationship aspect, within that love life area, it feels very much like there is also some truthfulness coming out. It's like you're going to be discovering the authentic self, the truth of the matter, if that makes sense. So that feels really positive overall, Queen 707. Sorry, I do keep, because I've got my feet up underneath the table, I keep moving my legs, which keeps making the table wobble. I do apologize, everyone. Right then, so let's have a look. What are they like? So if that's the situation they're in, we'll do the same 5 card. We're fairly quiet evening today, so we'll do the same 5 cards. So what are they? What was it? What was the questions we did before? Physically, what are they like? Knight of Wands. So somebody perhaps a bit younger, a bit of a skateboardy type, maybe a little bit alternative. I don't know what you're into, Queen 707, so I don't know what gender or whether gender matters to you, but definitely somebody who is a little bit alternative, a little bit maybe into Avril Lavigne, that sort of alternative style. I mean, I know that's just aged me horrendously, but instantly I think I was a skater boy, I said to you later boy, who wasn't good enough for her. All of that, right? That whole slightly alternative, but again, quite physical, quite young, less than 25 maybe, because I don't really see skateboards as being something for my generation. It's normally a little bit younger. But yeah, so physically, quite fit, quite active. Career-wise, what's that? Oh, the Chariot. Oh, and look, another physical one. This is definitely somebody who goes to a skate park, right? So career-wise, it could be a driver, somebody that, a driver, a pilot, a bus conductor, train conductor, somebody involved in journeys, because this is very much about a journey. And although normally we wouldn't say this is a physical journey, when you're looking for a career associated with the Chariot, I would associate travel. So it could be like a airline what's it called? Airline host or hostess, cabin crew, that's the word I'm looking for, or pilot, or somebody involved in travel in some way. And then we'll do 3 cards for the personality. That's what we did, wasn't it? So we've got the King of Swords, we've got the 4 of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. Right, so personality wise, what is the King of Swords? Now it is reversed, I'll come on to that, but King of Swords for me is somebody who's very, very sure of themselves. Again, look at the card. This is somebody who is quite happy protesting, somebody who's quite happy with the megaphone, not the bullhorn as I was calling it, with the megaphone, who is quite happy to stand up and fight for their cause, fight for what they believe in, their passions. So again, with that sort of maybe younger person spirit, you quite find that people who are more involved in social equality, social justice, tend to be a little bit on the younger side, because they tend to be more open to those sort of things. Once you get into a career with, in an institution and you're paid rather well to be an institutionalized person wearing the suit and tie, by that point, you're not really fighting against the system because you become part of it. But yeah, definitely somebody who's quite confident, not scared to lose friends about things because of the sword. And again, this is reversed. So it's somebody who is quite, I wouldn't say fiery, but quite determined in their own way, right? Quite sure of themselves in what they believe in. Maybe not sure of themselves as in really confident, but sure of the cause, if you like. Then we've got the 4 of Wands. So despite the youth, they also come across as quite stable. So the 4s for me are about stability. Okay, so we've got the hang on, sorry. Does anyone know, can you permanently stop Windows 11 trying to download? Is there a way I keep delaying it? Is there a way to just say, I don't want Windows 11, bugger off? Because it keeps coming up on my screen. I don't know whether you could, do you see, well, you won't see it, will you? Because it's on the screen. Stupid question. Do you see the big blue screen that comes up that isn't on the screen and isn't on camera? Stupid question, Lisa. Anyway, the 4 the 4 of Wands. So possibly again, somebody who's quite sure of themselves, not arrogant in any way, but the Wands here again, when I said a bit fiery, or like sure of the cause. The wands element is fire, right? Which is why we get all the flames and the torches and things with the wands. But in this deck, the fours feel really stable. They're really like, they're bedded down. Their feet are on the ground. They're grounded human beings. They know what's what. They're quite like, if this is somebody who protests against injustice, they know what they're doing and they're confident with it. You know what I mean? It's not somebody who's like, yay, down with this. It's like they absolutely, they get it, right? They know that one voice is unlikely to change the system, but they still attempt it. They still try. They still know that it counts, raising your voice. And then we do have the Six of Swords that's come up. Now, swords for me is the trouble and strife suit, as you've heard me say 100 times. But it feels like any issues that they get, it doesn't stop them. Because the six here, look, if you look, the boat, I know it's reversed, but I'll tell you about that in a second. The boat itself has these swords which look like nails all the way like sliced into it. We don't know how long these are, but you imagine they go into into the water, and the boat is still afloat. We've got the geese, ducks, geese, swans, not swans, ducks or geese flying away in formation. So there is an element here that even when things come up, because it's reversed, if it was this way up, I'd say going through it at the moment. But this is telling me that even when things are troubling, even when there's challenges, they find their way through and they don't let those challenges sink their boat. Does that make sense? And it feels very much like it's somebody who is able to roll with the punches really well. And when life gives them lemonade, they don't make lemonade. They slice it up and put it in with their vodka and Coke. You know what I mean? Life gives you lemons. Make a lemon drizzle cake. Make lemonade. Lemonade's boring. It's that sort of person. You know what I mean? When they get something thrown at them, they're able to counterbalance. They're able to duck and dive and avoid the biggest problem and move on with their life. So overall, this person really does feel quite interesting. I would say, just from my own personal expectations, I don't know whether you're into tattoos, but this is giving me a tattooed person vibe. It's giving me counterculture. It's giving me, possibly earplugs and tunnels and things like that. Maybe a nose piercing, an eyebrow piercing, some tats. That sort of person. That is kind of who it's giving me. Somebody who would probably be quite happy. I don't know whether they're still called mosh pits. Are they still called mosh pits? But somebody would be quite happy at a gig if a mosh pit kicks off, having a dance, going to a festival, all of that sort of vibe it's giving me. But also somebody who, from the emotional side here, is quite stable and is actually like a safe pair of hands at the end of the day. And probably somebody who, if all of our grandmothers looked at them, would go, oh no, look at that person. Ne'er-do-well. I'm going to put my handbag a little bit closer. But they're actually the person that, if somebody snatched that handbag, would run after the handbag thief, grab it back and give it to your grandma. It's that sort of person. Right. Hopefully that helps, my darling. But definitely this, I think you've got an idea, maybe not of the actual person, but of the type. You can kind of visualize it. And I think as you go through the next few weeks and people come into your life, this blindfold here element is going to be taken. This will become obvious. Right, let's have a look at the chat. Let's see what you've said in the chat. Sounds like somebody you'll get along with. Hopefully you'll get along with them if this is coming towards you in love. Hopefully, my darling. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on. What's this? Turn off notifications, even though you recommend it. Oh, it runs a lot. Oh, don't tell me that. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Thank you. I don't know how to do that. Somebody who's, I don't think they're blunt. I think it's a bit like me. They speak their truth. And sometimes that isn't what everybody wants to hear. But I think they will couch it in a way so it isn't too, like, they won't be crass or rude with it. It will be like, if, put it this way, if you put on a lovely dress and you go, does my bum look big in this? They might say, I don't mean this the wrong way, my darling, but that dress is a little bit tight. And maybe the blue dress suits you much, much more. It really brings out your figure. It looks really, it flatters you. That dress, maybe it might have got a bit misshapen. You know what I mean? They won't just say, yeah, you got a fat ass. They'll say, you know, this dress might be a little bit better, or, you know, maybe that one just doesn't fit you right anymore. They'll be tactful, but honest. You're right. But yeah, so anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. And oh my God, strange presence. Is that who I think it is? Hello. Oh my Lord. Hello, my darling. How are you? Thank you for the reading. You'll definitely look for those. Oh, I'll tell you what. Yeah, if I was single, I'd be actually I wouldn't, because I'm too old for a skate. Rufus, can you skateboard? Yeah. Can you roller skate? Yeah. Oh, you can roller skate. Maybe I've got a skater boy. Oh, and he used to ice skate. Maybe I have got a skater boy. He put it this way, he wears shorts and trainers almost year round, and so he's got that, and he's tattooed. He doesn't have any piercings though, but he's got the rest. So yeah, maybe. You prefer a guy who speaks the truth rather than sugarcoats. Right. Me too.
I wear the right size ones now, nearly.
Yeah, you do wear the right size shorts now.
Yeah.
So he lost a whole bunch of weight, right? Side story, I know, right? He lost a whole bunch of weight. We were in a shop. He found a pair of shorts he liked, and he went, I need the double XL. And I went, no, you don't. They're going to swamp you. And he went, no, they'll fit me. I said, no, they won't. So he put them on. He was like, they fit. Tight, draw the drawstring really tight, tied them up really tight. He's like, look, they fit. Only to then say the next day or a couple of days later, actually, they're kind of falling down around my arse. Really? Maybe it's because they're too big. So we went back to the shop and bought the extra large size, and even that one needs a little bit of a tie-up, because he could probably fit in a large. So yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Right then. Your life has turned upside down in the last 2 weeks. Right, my brain's not working, but it's Robin, isn't it? It is. I'm sure it is. Would you like a reading, my darling? Would you like a reading? Yeah, would you like a reading, my darling? That's all I'm going to ask. Yeah, would you like a reading? If so, pop your question in now, and I'll do yours straight away, my love. We'll get some answers. We'll get some guidance. You've been a bit quiet. You let Charlie the cat out, and he came back. Oh, that's really cool. You see, you're his daddy now. He came back to daddy. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I'm really happy. Oh, that's really cool. That's home now. You see, that's home now, Ed. Oh, look at me. I'm tearing up. What a wuss am I today? What a complete bloody wuss. Ah, but that is really cool. Yes, it is great news. I know for all of you listening, it sounds ridiculous, but our lovely Ed, who's one of our moderators and has been a friend of mine for many years, he basically said, he basically rescued a cat, right? In the neighborhood that somebody had just left, and the cat was Charlie was an outdoor cat, didn't want to be indoors, all of that. And now his new daddy is 100% his daddy, and his home is now his home. That is so amazing, Ed. Oh, I'm not saying any of the jokes about pussy cats that I could have said, but anyway, all right, let's have a look. What's it say? You had Kirsty come around last night and do you a full reading of Oracle and Tarot, and she cleansed your house and things, so you found the answers you need. But thank you. If you want a clarifying one, my darling, I am more than happy to do a read for you as well. I've got an amazing deck that is, excuse me, an amazing deck that is so blooming honest and so cut to the wick, cut to the core, cut to the, what do they cut to? It cuts to the bone. It tells it as it is. But anyway, if you want one, my darling, that's not a problem. Just message if you want one, and I will do that happily, just to confirm whatever Kirsty said. Yeah, exactly. Send her a lot. I haven't heard from Kirsty for months. I really haven't. I hope she's doing okay. No, Flower Beauty, we ask you not to ask the questions on the same week, even purely and simply because the message, like nothing's got time to bed in, and if the cards are reading for you for one question, it's really difficult for them to shift to a different question just because of the way that it works with the Akashic records and the dragons and all of that. It's a whole thing. But yeah, we've got a few people on, so if anybody does want a reading, I will go ahead and open the list. So not the list, I keep saying that, open the round. So if you would like a reading, go ahead, pop your question in now and do the doodads, do the thing, do the what's it, the thingy, the do that. Right then, let me have a look. Well, if nobody wants a reading, we might actually finish early, mods, because I do have things I need to get done, largely this room, because the reason this is all wibbling is because the entire shelving unit that was here is now being held up by a notice board. Shall I show you? Right, I'll show you. Right, don't think bad of me, but you see this racking unit? This was this, and it's up there. This entire racking unit, right? All of this metalwork, all of that was on the wall, right? And it was literally, I had, oh gosh, why is that doing that? There you go. It was virtually ceiling height, right? Virtually ceiling height with 3 layers of deep shelves like this that I had boxes of stuff stored on. I had, absolutely, Ed, absolutely, my friend. When's your date? That's what we want to know. I'll do you next, Ed. So I had all sorts of boxes on it, stackers on it. I had stuff from the support organization we used to run, like leaflets and everything, all up there. Just ridiculous amounts of stuff, right? Until it fell off the wall. So there were multiple of those hinge things all up on the wall. All of them just got pulled off because of the weight on it. So we've stripped all of this. Everything fell off. All of my makeup fell off. Hundreds of, like 200 eyeshadow palettes, lots and lots and lots of lipsticks. Everything fell off and got thrown into boxes just because it was disastrous. So all of that, it was literally like a supermarket shelf across an entire room on an entire wall that all collapsed. That's what we've been dealing with. And the last few days we've gone to the tip, we've dumped a load of stuff. I've consolidated what was 3 7-drawer stacker units into 1 7-drawer stacker unit of makeup. So I've got rid of 2 lots of it. It's just chaotic. It's a long job getting this room into a fit condition to have Neil come and sit here and do a reading with me. But anyway, right, that's that. So let me have a look. Absolutely, Robin. I'll do you as well, my darling. Right, so I'll do Ed and I'll do Robin. Let's have a look then. So then, oh, I want card cam. I want my camera. All I want, right? All I want in life. This is all I want in life. Akashic Records, universe. Listen to me, dragons. This is what I want, right? Find this, make this happen, manifest this for fuck's sake. I want a computer that is going to work, that is big enough and strong enough and fast enough so that I can have all these things plugged in, run this on the YouTube, and it isn't going to crash things every 5 seconds. That's what I want. It's going to cost about $5,000. Well, less than that. It's going to cost probably like 6, 7, 800, 900, 1,000, whatever. Dragons, make it happen. That's what I need. Thank you, dragons. Go and do it, please. Thank you. Wispy, come back. I don't. It's worth a try, isn't it? You watch, I'll get a phone call from someone going, Lisa, I've got this computer I don't need. Can you use it? Yes. Right then, let's have a look. Ed, I'll do you a reading, my darling. So then, Dragons, Wispy. Ed would like a general reading. We know Ed on this channel. Ed is, well, Ed is Ed. Ed is the, oh, don't say Pussy Master, Lisa. That sounds completely wrong. We have a super strong connection here, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but he is. Ed took in lovely Charlie, and would like a general reading, please. Oh, Drag Wispy, not one, not multiple cards, please. Right, come on. Get your brain into it. I can smell bacon. Oh, I know what it is. It's pork chops. Rufus is cooking the dog's dinner. It's pork chops. That's what I can smell. I thought I was having a stroke then. What is it they say if you smell? Is it if you smell toast, you're having a stroke? What is it if you smell bacon sandwiches? Because bacon sandwiches, do you know what? I used to be vegetarian, and it was bacon sandwiches that absolutely, I didn't expect it to go there, that made me eat meat again. There you go. You didn't need to know that, did you? Right then. Oh, so I'll do you a 7 card, because that's where we are today. Wowza. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh. Out of 7 cards, Ed, you've got 4 major arcanas, right? So this is an important reading. I'm putting the chat on. I will You don't want to know. You don't want to know, Patricia. You do not want to know. Yes, but well, I've got multiple box unit computers, but they're all old, and I don't know whether you can link them together or whether, and they all need deadening and putting back on, if that makes sense. So we'll have a whole discussion about that, Neil. But yeah, thank you. Right then, let's have a look. What? No, don't want to know. Anyway, right. Oh, I want to show you that. I want to show you this spread. Right. So in the past position, Ed, we've got the Emperor reversed. Okay. In fact, can we just, well, I'm not going to do any more readings until I've done Ed's and Strange Presence, until Ed and Robin have had their reading. So if you would like a reading, it's going to be about half an hour at least. If I get time to do any more. Right, so you've got the Emperor reversed. Now, I love this Emperor. This Emperor is just so amazing. But the Emperor for me is somebody who is in a position of ultimate authority. But also, as you can see in this one, is kind of like the Architect, but this is reversed, which means for me at the moment, in your recent past, it feels like you haven't been the architect of your own life. Does that make sense? It feels very much like there's, you up?
This is very, very bizarre.
Hang on, Rufus is going to show me a watermelon. Oh, watermelon, and the color of the watermelon is
Normally pink or red.
Yellow.
Bizarre.
What?
Bizarre.
It's a watermelon.
Yeah.
Why is it yellow? Have you ever seen a yellow watermelon? I've never seen that before.
It's mine.
By the way, say hello to people. Hi. There you go. That's my other half, if you didn't know. And that's his shorts.
What's slowly shrinking.
Yeah, that's
They're
his
an
shorts.
extra large, but I probably actually kind of nearly overguessed again, maybe.
And you could do with a large.
Look.
Yes, yes, yes. Look, look. Baggy baggies. Anyway, bugger off now. You're interrupting me readings. Ed says hi.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
How bizarre is that?
I know, right? I've never seen a yellow watermelon. Has anyone else seen a yellow watermelon?
Like a watermelon.
It does. It smells lovely, actually. It really does smell like a watermelon. I know. Right. by the way, Ed, there's all sorts of fuck ups with Mr. Rubin, but we'll tell you about that on another stream. Anyway, right.
But yeah, that's just due to my doctor being a dick.
Your doctor's a dick. Yeah, Patricia says hi as well. So the Emperor, so I don't think you've been the architect of your own desires, if you like, recently. And it feels very much like, almost like you felt powerless. Does that make sense? About certain things. Now, whether this is the whole heart relationship thing, it feels very much like, yeah, I think you felt a little bit powerless, that almost you're not in charge of your own life. Does that make sense in some way? In the present, again, this totally backs that up. I'm looking at the cards as we go through. In the present, you've got the Hermit. So this again, and this was upright, this again is telling me that you're searching for something at the moment. You're looking within and without for that something. Now, especially coming on the back of this story, this tallies, because you go from not feeling like you're the architect of your own world to starting to look inward. And I think it's affecting your confidence, to be honest, because it feels almost like you were living your emperor life, and then things have taken a bit of a back seat, and now you're in that hermit position. You're kind of in that position of feeling a little bit separate, feeling a little bit othered, and looking for the answers, basically looking to find what is where you need to go, looking to find what you need to be doing. Now, the influence, we've got Temperance reversed. So if I show you Temperance, this is a really interesting card, and I love the way this has been done, right? So we've got different energies. Hang on, let me stick my specs on so I can point it out to you. You're right. We've got different energies in these cups. If you look, we've got a yellow flame and a blue flame, and the wings of this Empress, of this Temperance card, are ethereal. So they're not, this is somebody angelic, not an angel. This is somebody doing good things, right? But Temperance for me is a really mixed card. Can you see the dirt and grime at the bottom? And one of the reasons I love this deck, look, the name has been printed, the shadow goes over the name. Look at that. Look at that. I've never seen that in the deck. Love it, right? So this was also reversed. So Temperance for me is all about patience, finding a middle ground, and trying to make the best of a situation, trying to make sure that everybody is singing from the same hymn sheet, that everybody is on the same page. Now, the thing with that is that sometimes making sure that there is, that everybody is on the same page means that you're not getting what you want. Okay, so that influence element, sorry, I'm just moving, my back's starting to hurt. That influence is coming through and saying really, really strongly that actually by trying to be all things to all people, you're kind of losing your own agency, as they call it, your own ability to make those choices. Now, in the obstacle position, we've got the Page of Wands. Wands is about your sense of security. The Page is a very young energy. So I think this is your insecurity, and I think this is where the obstacle is that it's almost like you've gone from this Emperor moment, and it's kind of your confidence was up here and it's sliding, and as an obstacle, it's kind of saying, look, you're not new to the game, right? You've had this Emperor element, you still got that Emperor element, you just need to believe in it again. And I think your self-belief is what is causing this, particularly because, as you know, Wands is security, confidence, all of that. But look at the light bulb. This person is looking at the light bulb. So they're looking to spark new ideas. And that is something that I think, again, you need to be really mindful, if you like, to find a way forward. And this confidence is kind of like, it's about you re-engaging with those ideas that sparked that Emperor energy from the beginning. And that's really important. The way that other people see you, they see you, we've got the Ace of Wands reversed. So they see you as somebody who likes to, or What's up?
Pink watermelons come usually from Turkey, but yellow ones are from India.
Oh, thank you.
I just asked computer. And she
Oh.
told me for once.
Oh, computer knows. Apparently, yellow watermelons are from India. Pink watermelons or red ones are from Turkey. There you go. Found out something new. So the ace in your awareness of others. People see you as just starting something, as being on a new journey, but that journey isn't really going anywhere, or that you aren't going on that journey. Does that make sense? It's like you've started a new project, but now you're a little bit floundering. And I don't think that's the work project that we were certainly talking about, the Star Trek stuff. I don't think it's that. It feels like in general, and this isn't work related. This feels like it's something deeper almost. It's like if I say this, right, forget the fact that I know certain facts, but it feels like you've been reborn recently, if you know what I'm talking about, and that gave you this whole spark of Emperor energy, and that now you're kind of looking a little bit like, right, now what? Does that make sense? It's like you've had this moment, you feel really confident, and now you're going, where to from here? Like, what do I do now? What do I do next? Where's the next goal and the next thing to work towards? So that's what that feels like. And that isn't necessarily true. It's just how other people see you. Okay. So just bear that in mind. The advice, we've got the 3 of Cups. It's like, listen to your friends, listen to your family, get your network around you, speak to people that you trust, speak to people that you care about, and basically listen to what they say. So it's like, I've always respected you. I've always, like, I am amazed at the work that you do in your career. I think it's such a fit for you. It's perfect. And I think you're literally changing lives and saving lives in the work that you do. It's amazing. It genuinely is amazing to me. But look towards the other people, look towards your friends and the people around you that also have your back and that you can trust, and have those discussions, and just basically, where do we go from here? I'm singing Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the musical episode. But that is where you need to maybe take that advice and listen to those other people, and really kind of concentrate and reconnect with those people that are important to you in your life. Okay, my darling, and really, just reconnect. Like, look, coffee, tea, and a donut, a biscuit, and I don't know what that round thing at the bottom is. We'll call it a cookie. But yeah, that's what the advice is. Like, reconnect with your support. And then in the outcome card, this is really interesting, right? It's interesting. We've got the devil. Now, this doesn't mean what you think it means, ooh, Satan and demons and all of that. This is talking about a material grasp and working on, how can I put it? Hi, Renata. I'll answer your question in just a second, my darling. It's looking at a material, what is materialism for you? In other words, where do you go in terms of, like, who's pulling your strings? What is it that you are seeking? What is it that you desire? But also, it's saying that, look, sometimes you do have to put the material over the spiritual. So sometimes you have to put that earth energy above the spiritual energy, because you have to, like, be part of the world. You have to, like, go and earn a living and all of those things. But in this reading, I think it's also saying that, look, actually, it's okay to think sort of materialistically. It's okay to focus on career and earning some money and all of those things. It's okay to put yourself and your needs first and not be the one that is always give to the entire universe. It is okay for you to say, actually, do you know what? I am going through a bit of a dicky point at the moment. I'm going through a bit of not a crisis, but a mini moment where I need some support. It's okay for you to do that, and to let those people and that support in. It is perfectly valid for you to do that, right? And I think that overall, I tell you what, Wispy, pull a card. I want one card, Wispy, and this is going to be how in the next 2 weeks, right? In fact, I'm going to pull 2 cards, Wispy, 2 cards, week 1, week 2. In the next 2 weeks, what steps can Ed do to recover that Emperor energy and to minimize Ace of Wands reverse, Page of Wands energy? That is what we want, right? That is what we want. What steps can Ed take over the next 2 weeks to start building on that Emperor energy that was certainly there when the rebirth happened? So we've got the Hierophant. Fucking hell, Ed. This is 5 now, 5 major cards. So Hierophant, in the next week, this is talking about either get in touch with your own inner guru or find somebody that you look up to, that may be an advisor, or it could be somebody at work like a mentor, or somebody that you know, maybe a counselor, maybe somebody who is, I don't know, church-based or faith-based, because the Hierophant is like the leader of the church in this. Somebody who is able to actively come on board and support you and move you forward. And somebody with quite a lot of spiritual knowledge, right? That is a key way to focus in. And also, this is talking about your own spirituality. So focus in on what is right for you and effectively listen to that inner voice, right? That is what you need to do, my darling. In the next, this is week 1. Week 2, King of Swords energy reversed, right? So let's look at it this way up. Good evening, love 1234. I will get to you in just a second, my darling. King of Swords. King of Swords, Swords energy is the, as you've heard me say today, it's that element of that passionate protest. It's the person who is able to stand up and say what they want and fight their corner. It's the ideas that are created around that, the creativity that's around that, but also around, like, so in week 2, don't be scared of standing up and saying what you want, but don't stand on your soapbox with it, if that makes sense. It's like, listen to the spiritual and don't listen to that side of you that's going, fuck it, you know, I'm just going to go in and rant and rave. That isn't the way to do it. Punch and Judy, that's the way to do it. This isn't that. It's, so in week 2, it's like, get in touch with that protest spirit that you've got. Get in touch with that element of you that is absolutely 100% in for justice. But how can I put it? Internalize that, right? Because of the reversal, internalize it. So find what works, find the part of you, because I know it's there, that believes in you, because you are genuinely a really, really good guy doing amazing things in the universe, right? Get in touch with that. Get in touch. Make sure that you are aware of all of that. And as you move forward, like, don't go ranting and raving, but just keep that in mind. And my darling, I hope that helps. I really, really, really do. Love 1234. Let me just go over and confirm. Yep, I've got your reading. Right, Robin, my darling, because Love 1234 has donated, I'm going to bump yours to straight after this, if that's okay, my darling. I'm going to put Love 1234 up next. Love 1234, what is your question? Okay, I will have a look at that in a second, Robin. Absolutely, 100%. I've starred that comment. Love 1234, if you can you ask your question? I'm just running back up the, hopefully it's not going to jump. Hi Brown, we're currently, I've got a couple in, so I'm not going to be doing any more at the moment. Where is it? Despite all that, Raven is doing amazing. She's 10 months old. Oh my god, 10 months old. Oh my god. You cheated on, lost your job because the shop is shutting before your maternity ends in the same week. Bloody hell, Robin. Right, I've starred your things. Wowzer, my love. Right, I'll have a look at that. Love 1234. Love 1234. Ask your question, my darling. Ask your question in the chat. I need a question. I tell you what, love 1 2 3 4. Oh, there we go. All right, okie dokie. I will find it over there. Bear with me. Bear with me. No, that's the. Hang on, that's the receipt. No, that's not that one. Where's the blooming message? Share. Nope, that's not that one. Hang on a second. I'm finding it. I'm finding it. I'm on multiple screens. Which one is it? Is it that? No. Is it this? No. Where have you? Where's it gone? No, it's not in the commissions. It's not in the posts. Bear with me, everybody. I'm so sorry. Bear with. Let me click on it. No. I don't know where that's. Settings. No. Oh, bear with. I'm so sorry. Bear with me one moment, everyone. I'm trying to is it in messages? No. Unread. No. Oh, where is it going to be? No. Oh, flipping heck. Where is it? It's not giving me a message, love. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Patricia. It's posted in the live chat. Right, let me have a look back on there. Oh, no. Right, hang on. Here we go. You posted a Q&A, right, buy me a coffee link, blah, blah, blah. Joji's energy towards you. Is that the one? There we go. No worries, my darling. I've got it. Fantastic. Right, my darling. Normally, my card cam would be working, but of course, tonight it's not working. So I can't show you the cards as we put them down, but I will do that for you. Robin, if we end up running out of time, I will, or in fact, I'm just going to carry on. Mods, feel free to leave whenever. I'm going to do Love 1 2 3 4's reading, and then I'm going to do Robin's reading, Strange Presence, and that is it for tonight. Okay, so we're not going to take any more readings on tonight. If you wanted a reading here, my darlings, then unfortunately you'll have to join us again on Sunday evening, or book a reading over at buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic. But that is going to be all of the readings tonight. So I'm going to actually dismantle that. There we go. That's gone. So. And I'm going to, can I change the title? Bear with, yes, I can. There we go. So hopefully that's changed on the YouTube as well. Hopefully, we'll see. Right then, so Love 1 2 3 4. Let's have a look. Dragons. Love 1 2 3 4 would like a reading. We would like to know, please. It's a boom chaka wow wow reading. Have I still got a thing for that? I don't think I do I? I don't have the. Oh no, it kept getting me. The music link that I had kept getting me blocked on the YouTube, so we took it off. That's why. That's right. That's why I don't have it on the stream deck anymore. So we don't have a boom chicka wow wow. We can have this.
Oh my.
A little bit of George Takei. Right then. So we'd like to know, Love 1 2 3 4 wants to know, what is Joji's energy towards them? He's been distant really recently, and there is a romance energy involved. That's what we want to know. So then let's have a look. Wispy, if you're going to make one drop, make one drop. This is a 7 card. Oh, it didn't drop, but look. Oops. That is your clarifying card. We've got the King of Pentacles. Right, and that was reversed when it came up. So, a clarifying card, King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, for me, is all about authority in terms of work, career, or finances, or also the amount of effort that is needed for a project. Okay, so this is somebody who is maybe in charge of something, but somebody who is normally quite quite sure of themselves and a leader in some way, right? Because it's that king energy, but it's reversed, which means they're going through something at the moment. So maybe that energy, that leader energy has kind of left them a little bit. Maybe they're no longer quite as listened to as they were before. We'll see. We'll go into the reading and we'll see where it goes. Okay, let me just, excuse me. Now, as always, once we get a card that flips, we stop shuffling and we go ahead and do your drop. There you go. So then, past, present, obstacles, and the outcome card. Wow, okay, so you've got two of my favorite cards in this drawer, which is interesting. Right then, my darling, so in the past position we've got the Knight of Cups. So Knights of Cups is all about your emotions. This is your love energy, if you like. It's all about how we feel. And the Knights for me is quite rebellious teenage energy. So once again, we've got another person with a skates and a boombox. So this is again quite youthful energy. The thing about the Knights, and I always say the same thing, they are the cards in the deck that don't care about the consequences of their actions. And even if they know the consequences of their actions, they do it anyway. Okay, so this is somebody who kind of wears the heart on their sleeve and goes with what feels right in the moment. It's not somebody who necessarily thinks long-term planning. Okay, so it's very much, okay, let's go and do, oh, that sounds cool, we're going to do that today, but you've got an exam later, oh, it'll be fine. You know what I mean? It's that sort of energy, it's that sort of vibe. Now in the present, we've got the Empress, which is my favorite card. She's there, look. But this Empress is reversed. Oops, there you go. So this is what she looks like right way up. Okay, so she's got the corn or the wheat. She's got the pomegranates. She's got the nature around her. So she's quite a lot like your standard Empress. And we've got this crown of stars that we've got, which shows regality and all of those things, but she's reversed. Now for me, the Empress is all about abundance and she's about a nurturing energy. So there's that energy with the Empress that is loving and kind and wanting to give, but this is reversed, which means the energy that is coming through with Joji is kind of there's a block in terms of that nurturing energy. Does that make sense? It's like, it feels like something is amiss, and I don't know. We'll have a look. My question would be, is this because Joji's having some issues themselves? Because it certainly feels like that could be the way, especially with that King of Pentacles coming up. It could be there is a work issue because of this King of Pentacles, because of the overriding card, the clarifying card. It could well be that there is a work issue that is taking their energy away from all the loving, nurturing energy that they would normally want to put out in the universe. So there's something there that is causing that blockage, right? But we'll see if we get any more focus as we go on. Now, the influence position, this is kind of like the underlying causality. This is like the trend, not the trend, sorry. This is like the root cause, like the goal. And we've got strength reversed. So this way up, I love the strength card in this deck, mainly because we've got dogs. So there is something here, look, where this is reversed. So Joji isn't feeling as strong as he was. There's this element where like his own confidence has been knocked in some way. And certainly the thing about the Empress is all about confidence. Like the Empress knows that they're looking after the heart and soul and the needs of her people. So the Empress reversed is like, that isn't happening at the moment. And with the strength card reversed, I think there is something that's happened to really knock them. And to kind of pull the carpet out from under their feet. So there's something happening where there's been an issue recently. It could be around an ex of theirs or an old relationship or something, because we've got this Knight of Cups coming in. So something has happened in the past that has led to this reversed Empress and reverse Strength card. That reverse Strength card is the most telling one, because I think they're feeling a little insecure, and that's probably what you're picking up on, because if they're not secure about themselves, then they're not secure about you, the relationship, or anything else. Do you know what I mean? It's like if they feel they're not worthy, they can't then give you lots of love and energy and support and all of that, because they're like, I'm not worthy of being in. Do you know what I mean? It's like they don't feel that they're worthy. Literally, that's what I'm getting. Which is also interesting, because the obstacle card, the challenge, is the Ace of Pentacles. Now, aces are new beginnings and new starts. So there is something that has happened that, and this also is work related or money related, because we've got the King as well. So both of these are material things. It could be either there's a work issue, a study. So work could be career wise. So it could be the job you do. It could be the amount of effort that's involved in something. So literally the work it takes to mow a lawn. I'm not saying it's that. Or it's like it's material things in somehow. So it could be health related even. We don't talk about health on the channel, but it could be something along those lines. It's something very physical, very of the earth. So this isn't just, you know, they're having an existential crisis or they're losing their faith or whatever. This is something that's really, really grounded. But whatever this is, the obstacle is this new project part of it. So this part that is now basically saying, this is something that they're wanting to invest into the future. This is something they're wanting to do or having to do. That's what's causing this insecurity with the Strength and the Empress reversed. So there is something, and it's a new thing. It's a recent thing, because it's, excuse me, because it's the Ace. How other people see him? We've got the Eight of Cups. Now this is interesting. Why is this interesting? Because in the standard Rider-Waite deck, the Eight of Cups has, it looks as if a card is missing, a cup is missing. So you've got 5 on the bottom and you should have 4 cups on the top row, but you've actually only got 3 and there's a gap. So it looks like there is a card missing, and it's actually talking about going on the journey to find the 9th cup, the next one in the row. This is even more spiritual minded, because although we're talking about, again, the emotions, look at what this card is actually saying. Look, all of these cups are involved in catching the drips. So they're involved in, there is a leak that's happening, right? Water is the emotional suit, is the emotional element. So wherever you see water in a tarot deck, it's talking about emotions. And there is something here where it's being over flooded, or it's being, it's literally leaking. The roof is leaking, so it's stopping those emotions. Those emotions are getting through. Whatever Joji's going through, the emotional barrage, the emotional conflict is getting through, and he's using all of those cups to mop that up. So like all of his energy at the moment is keeping himself going. So again, with the Strength and the Empress card, it feels like he's just getting through day to day. And so he's being distant, because I literally think he's doing all he can do to get through each day at the moment. So whatever's happened, whatever's knocked him, it's really had a big impact, and he's just trying to make it through another day, another week, another month, and hoping that things will improve. Now the advice, we've got the Eight of Wands. Now again, in a standard deck, this is where you throw the wands out into the universe, all of the confidence, you throw it out and you run down the stairs and you pick up the pieces and you move forward with those ones you want to move forward with. This is a firework display. So this is talking about his confidence and like your confidence together, right? And it's talking about maybe you need to light a fire under his bum. Maybe you need to light a rocket under him and basically go, look, if you two, so it depends on the relationship you have, right? Because if you two have got quite a strong, even if it's a new relationship, if you've got quite a strong relationship, a strong connection where you can talk openly, this is talking to you about saying to him, look, let me in, let me help. And he's not going to like it. I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And it's about kind of almost kind of going, look, you're not. I can see you're not fine. If I can help, I want to help. And trust me, I can help. And it's that sort of vibe that this is saying. It's like, look, you might need to light a rocket under his backside, right? You might need to change the way that you two, the depth of your relationship, and go, look, I know we don't know each other that well, but I care about you and I want to support you. I want to help. So if you let me in, I promise you, I will help you, and I'm not going to think worse of you with whatever's going on. So it's that sort of thing. It's almost like you need to kind of, you need to show, and it sounds ridiculous, but it's almost like he's so beat down with this lack of strength in this Empress reversed. He's in such a low position that he now doesn't feel worthy of you. And it's almost like you have to go, look, I've got you. Like, you fall, let me help pick you up. You know what I mean? And it's that sort of vibe. And then we get to the outcome of this. We've got the Six of Wands. Now, again, Wands for me is all about security. This card, as I said earlier, has a certain victorious element to it, because we've got this laurel wreath, and because all of the wands are lit up like sparklers, which is really interesting considering the 6 is sparklers and the 8 is fireworks, right? So there is an element here where I think it's going to go okay. It's going to be a change of dynamic that's needed between the two of you. And I think that's a way where, like, if you've been in a relationship, it feels like you can carry that on. If you haven't been in a full-on relationship, but it's kind of started, it's like, then I think he's feeling insecure about leaning on you. Does that make sense? Because it's almost like, if you were together for 5 years, then automatically that bond is there. And if he's got a big problem, he'll say, oh, this is happening and I'm really stressed. Whereas if you've just been like lightly dating for a little bit, then he might not want to burden you with that. And it's called trauma dumping. He might not want to do that with whatever's going on. But it really does feel like he's not pulled away from you. We've got some cup cards here, so there is emotions involved. It doesn't feel like he's fallen for someone else. It doesn't feel like he's, just, oh, I don't want to be with you anymore. It's not that vibe. It's like there's something else that's taken all of his energy for him to keep the ball rolling. And that's what's happening. And that's why you're feeling a bit left out, is because he's literally doing all he can to keep the ball rolling. Anyway, my darling, I hope that helps. I really, really do. Thank you very much for your question. So it's not that he's no longer interested. Yeah. Entirely that, my darling. Entirely that. I think he's going through a lot in his life, and that's what's taken precedent, if that makes sense. Right, my darling, I really hope that helps. I really do. Thank you very much for the question. Thank you very much for donating over at Buy Me a Coffee. Whenever we do donations over there, 10% goes to Fight Bladder Cancer UK, and 10% goes to Action Bladder Cancer, and got it wrong. 10% goes to Fight Bladder Cancer UK. No, 10% goes to Fight Bladder Cancer, and 10% goes to Action Bladder Cancer UK. That's the names. It's difficult. My brain is not functioning 100%, but there you go, my darling. I hope that helps. Thank you very much. I do lives every, oh gosh, when my chair's, oh no, I've done that too much. When my chair's not broken, I do lives every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. UK time and Sunday evening 7 p.m. UK time, but also over on buymeacoffee.com, the members over there, we do a members only live stream at 6 o'clock on a Sunday for an hour before I do the main live, and that's quite relaxed and quite chilled, and we talk about all sorts, and I'll show you new decks, and we do readings on there for the members only. So yeah, feel free to be part of that if you're able. Right, thanks ever so much, everybody. I've got one last reading to do tonight, and that is for the lovely Robin. Are you still here, Robin, my love? I hope you are. I'm going to do your reading. Could you get a reading to see if all sounds right? So let me just make sure. You were cheated on, lost your job because the shop is shutting before your maternity ends. That is bollocks. Despite all that, Raven, I can't believe your child is 10 years of age. 10 years. Oh, Jesus, Lise. 10 months old. That is bonkers. Bonkers. Right. Okie dokie, my darling. Let's me. No problem at all. No problem, love. 1, 2, 3. Right then, Robin, let me pop your question on screen. No, not that. Don't want to put the user in a timeout. As you can see, Robin, my professionalism on the YouTubes has got way better. Although I have got new things. Look, I've got things I can go. It's a kind of magic. It's a kind of magic. If, by the way, everybody, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and ding your bell. That's really important. Ding your bell so that YouTube notifies you when I go live. And yeah, and there will be more lives and all sorts of things happening. And I've even got a button that says disgusting. So yeah, we've got all sorts that we do now over here. Even if I still can't work me arse out about what? No, work me arse out. Yeah, well done, Lisa. That's not words, is it? That's not how words work. No. Right then, dragons. This is the last one for tonight, dragons. So thank you, Wispy, for joining us today. We would like to know, for Robin, we would like to know, could we get a general reading? So we're going to do another 7-card reading. That's, I think, the 3rd tonight. It's good. We're going to do a 7-card reading, Wispy, and we would like to know a general reading for Robin in the situation that she finds herself in. So is life going to get a bit better? Are we going to get some more stability? Is there hope? There's always hope. Is there hope? What is going to happen in the weeks to come? Normally, everybody, we close this reading at 9 p.m. So there's no more readings for tonight. Mods, if you need to go, feel free to go. Thank you so much for everything you've done tonight. Oh no, that's not ring my bell.
Happy birthday!
Neither's that.
You just made the list.
Neither's that. Oh, we haven't got ring my bell anymore. I thought I still had it on here. I haven't. Sorry. Wispy, we really want to know some guidance for Robin. Let's have a look. Right, that was 1 card. You tried to make 2 go. We only got 1. What is it? Oh my God, the King of Wands. We've got a lot of King energy coming up recently as clarifying cards. That's interesting tonight. Right, so what is the King of Wands all about? King of Wands is about your sense of security, as I've said many times. But again, there's a certain element of defiance with this King. So overall, Robin, the message is really to... It's all being filtered through this idea that you need to find that boss ass bitch energy again, that Beyonce, you know, girl boss energy. You really need to kind of find that back within you, because I think it's there, and I think it's feeling like you just lost it a little bit recently because of like events. Hang on, I'm gonna mute it, but it's because I don't slurp my coffee, so just bear with 1 second. There we go. So as many of you will know, I have misophonia, so the sound of somebody drinking or slurping drives me up the wall. So I always mute the microphone when I'm drinking my drinks, or at least if I'm slurping from a cup like that. Right then, let's have a look. So past, present, oof, Influence, obstacle, stay there, you bugger. Obstacle, awareness, advice, outcome. Okay. Let's have a look. So in the past position, we've got the 10 of Wands coming up. Now, again, for me, Wands is all about your sense of security. Now, the 10 is a really interesting card because although it's the end of the Wands, it kind of is the overspill card for me. So this is talking about, like, in terms of confidence, it's like you got to a certain point and then everything burnt down. Does that make sense? It's like you collected all your wands together, you collected all the wood, and then there was a bonfire and it all got burnt. So it's kind of like having to start again. And it's a weird one because in some aspects this can be seen as a really positive card, because it can be seen that actually you've done all the work and now the result was always going to be a bonfire. So you were always going to be building this fire. In other ways, it can be that this is a bit unexpected. So it's almost like a low-level tower card. Do you know what I mean? So the tower is all about like having things like the unexpected happening and things that are really surprising. That's normally, what is that noise? That's normally what the tower is representative of. And in this case, it's coming up kind of in this idea that, and again, it's all about your confidence, right? It's all about how you see yourself. Hang on, I'm just getting me cushion because my bum's gone numb after 2 hours on the same chair. Hang on. Oh, not trying to flash you my tits. Right, there we go. There we go. There we go. Right, I should be at the same height as I was. There we go. Right. So, hang on. I moved the thing on the chair. You know the thing that does the back bit. You know that bit of the chair, whatever that is. I moved it, and it's not sitting in the right place. So the bit that's supposed to be right in the small of your back isn't. It's really niggly. Anyway, so yeah, I think this is all to do with your confidence, right? And it's the ultimate thing of how can I put it? I don't believe this, right, at all. I do not believe this is a thing, but I also kind of do, right? I quite often, if things are going really well in my life in one area, I often think to myself, oh, this is going great. What's going to fuck up now? And it's almost like if I don't know, if Slimming World's going really well, right, and I'm losing lots of weight and everything's really grand and I'm enjoying the food and I'm having a lovely time over there, then I won't be able to get on the internet for 3 weeks and do my lives. You know what I mean? It's like there's something that's going to cause a balance. And I don't actually believe the universe does that. I think it's us like making connections that aren't there. But this is almost about that. This is almost like I want to say that you've kind of gone, well, I should have known better than to believe good things would happen. And that is bullshit, because good things do happen. And it isn't that you're in any way to blame for whatever's gone on recently. It's literally like this is what was always going to happen. And it's not down to you, but somehow we make that synchronicity. We see it even when it's not there. And I think that that's what this is talking about as well. It's like you got your confidence up, you got your feet under the desk, got your feet under something, and then it kind of went a bit, things happened, and it's almost like you've told yourself, well, what do you expect? Like, whenever things go right for me, something's going to fuck up. And I don't think that's the case, but it's almost like that phrase, it's almost like you've said almost that exact phrase. Does that make sense, Robin? In the present position, we've got the King of Cups reversed. So Cups is that romance energy, and the King normally is the one that's in overall authority, right? But in this case, that King does not look like a very oh, sorry, hang on, Renata. Queer tarot, yes or no? I like it. I prefer, if you're looking for an LGBTQ tarot reading, tarot deck, this that I'm using now, the Fifth Spirit Tarot, is trans, non-binary, LGBT LGBTQIA plus inclusive, includes body types, abilities. There are larger people, skinny people. There's one of the characters has one leg, somebody's in a wheelchair, lots of different races involved. It's my new favorite inclusive deck. The Queer Tarot's good, but it's very much like a Rider-Waite-Smith that they've painted queer onto. This feels very different and very, very inclusive. Have a look at this one. This is a good deck. Queer Tarot is a good deck. The fifth Spirit Tarot for me is just one step above. But anyway, right. So King of Cups. Now this did come up reversed, Robin. Right. So for me, it's saying that in your present, I think you're feeling the lack of love. Does that make sense? Did your question say? Hang on. Did it say you were cheated on? Right. That's exactly what I was about to say. Right. This is. I think this is. This feeling of things burning down around you, and whenever something good happens, it's going to go tits up. I think that is very much linked around this element of that king energy disappearing or being altered in a major way. Because the King of Cups for me, if you're in a relationship, normally relates to your partner, especially because next to the king in this suit, we've got the Queen of Cups, literally in the influence position. So you've got the king in the position where you are now. This is what's happening. This is what you are reacting to. This is what's causing, if you like, this bonfire that's happened. And then we've got the bloody queen in your influence position. So that influence is saying, it's not saying that you want to be the queen. It's saying that you are kind of heartbroken. You're kind of like, it's ripped that element, that, you know, that, look, the king and queen quite happily together, and both of these have come up reversed, and both of these have come up in a similar sort of position. So this is the current and this is the influence. And so the influence is saying, it's like, it really feels like your heart is kind of broken. I don't believe that hearts break. I think they bend, they get bruised, and I think they get damaged, but I think they always mend, because as long as there is breath in your body, you are able to move on and find ways of healing. It might not feel that way when you're going through it. It really does feel like your heart is breaking into two or three or several. But I honestly believe that we can all recover and heal, if you like, from what we've gone through. And this coming up in your influence position, I think it's because you're genuinely a little bit heartbroken. But also, I question, like, this card, this person is a seer, right? They are a tarot reader, or they've got a deck of cards, there's runes, there's a crystal, there's a scrying bowl, they're wearing an amulet, and they're wearing their heart on their sleeve. And if you look above, they've got all sorts of crystals that are hanging over their head, right? So I question whether somebody has told you this was forever, or somebody has led you down the path of, yes, this relationship is like, he's the perfect one for you. It feels like you were given that advice, and that when you were cheated on, when this king reversed itself, it then feels like kind of like, well, I can't put faith in that anymore. Does that make sense? Because it kind of feels like, not that you were like, yeah, you know, actually, it feels like you feel that the universe lied to you in some way, and that you were made to believe that this was going to be a good relationship, and actually it didn't turn out that way. And that is, oh my God, there's a spider coming down there. Excuse me, Mr. Spider, can we let's not and say we did. It's because I'm still sorting out this room. No, don't you bloody dare. Right, go on there, spider. Sorry. Yeah, don't like spiders. But yeah, it does feel like, it's almost like you feel the universe has cheated you. You know what I mean? It almost feels like the universe has pulled that rug from under you, my darling. In the obstacle position, we've got the Ace of Swords. Now, swords, as you know, is my trouble and strife obstacle position, if you like. Sorry, obstacle suit. This is the suit of challenges and things that are sent to try you. But the aces are about new projects. Now, this isn't saying there's a new calamity coming your way, because actually, if you look at this card, look, if I show you, we've got, Yes, we've got the sword shown as a penknife here, but look at these feathers. Look at these feathers, right? I've got a hair that's just... So my fan is there, literally, and as I've moved forward, a hair just brushed my cheek. My brain went, the spider! Whew. Did you see that look of panic on my face? Oh my God. Right. Your obstacle. The feathers here are also representative of the air element, because the swords suit in the tarot deck is all about the air. And if you look, it looks like there's smoke and all sorts of stuff in the ether. Now, the obstacle here, I believe, is... The obstacle at the moment for you, my darling, is having some trust in the universe and having faith that you'll get over this. I don't know how long ago all of this happened, but it kind of feels like you're really raw at the moment. And so the obstacle is, it's almost like you feel like, oh, everything's gone to shit. The whole world has gone to shit, blah, blah, blah. And it isn't that. It isn't that, my darling. This is just the mistake or the idiocy, the stupidness of one guy, right? It's not that the whole universe is out to get you. And the challenge here for me is about thinking long term and thinking about the future long term, if that makes sense, because this is the ace in the challenge position. It's saying that you're struggling to make new plans, you're struggling to see new goals and to find a way forward and to think what's going to happen in amount of time. Do you know what I mean? Like however long that is. And it feels like at the moment you're like, I don't know how soon this is, but it feels quite raw. And it feels like you're kind of right in that. You're right in it right now. I don't know if that makes sense, my darling, but hang on, it might help if I put the chat properly on rather than just on that one. There we go. Oh, hang on, I haven't seen this. You thought he was right up to all of this. There seemed to be a lot of signs from the universe that you were meant to be together. And of course you were because the relationship gave you your daughter, but still happening. Oh, my darling, no wonder. What a bastard. Right, that's why it's raw. That is why it's raw. That makes so much sense. So forget getting over it, forget moving on. You're still in the middle of it. You're still raw. That's why. That is why, my darling. That's why I'm getting this fucking... the struggle is moving forward. Well, of course it is, because it's just fucking happened. Oh my God, my darling. But listen, you are going to be able to, right? This obstacle, it means that this is in your future, right? The obstacle is being able to move forward, being able to make plans, being able to think long term. That's the obstacle, which means if you're struggling to do that right now, that's something you're going to be able to do. Like, this is an obstacle you can get over. That makes sense, my darling. It also makes sense why we've got the fucking bonfire, because it feels like your whole life has been put in a fucking bonfire recently, and why we've got the King of Wands with the red flag. That's all I'm saying. And the fire there, that absolutely makes sense. Oh my God. Oh, Robin, you poor sod. You also spread your nan's ashes on Sunday, so emotionally you're overwhelmed. I bet you are, my love. I bet you are. Oh, right. Ignore the reading. Give yourself time, right? Give yourself a massive amount of time. Don't make any big decisions right now. Give yourself time. Feel what you need to feel and give yourself the time that you need to make those decisions, right? This can wait. This can wait. You don't need to do anything right now. This can wait. Oh, Jesus, my darling, I'm so sorry. What a bastard. What a bastard. What an absolute bastard. With a 10-month-old. What a bastard. Anyway, the awareness as well is how people see you, right? We've got the Four of Pentacles. So this is a positive card. And this is a good card because it's talking about, even though you're going through this right now, it's stability. It feels like you are grounded, right? It feels like you've got, the roots are solid, the roots are down. You are absolutely like, you don't need no man. You don't need him, right? You've got this on your own because you've got this, the stability is there. Your future is with you and Raven. If he comes back into the picture at some point, if you forgive him, whatever happens with that, that's separate. You and Raven, that, and I love that name, by the way. You know me, I mean, you know, crows, ravens, that's my heart. But you've got this. You absolutely have got this. It might not feel it right now, but other people can see it as well because we've got that Four of Pentacles. The Pentacles can either be money. In this case, it's the effort, the work that's involved, right? They know people around you will be looking at this and going, right, okay, we need to support Robin at the moment, but she's got this. She's got this. And I genuinely believe you've got this, right? This is going to be one of those things that you'll look back on, and whatever you decide relationship wise, if it's completely gone, it's gone. If it's something you can move past, whatever is right for you in that decision, I'm not here to sway that either way, but whatever you decide, this is going to be one of those moments that in 10 years time you'll look back on and go, I didn't know I had so much strength. I didn't know my backbone was so strong until it got put to that ultimate test and I got through it. Because you will get through this. 100% you will get through this, my darling. And that Four of Pentacles is a solid, grounded growth card. Everyone around you is in a lot of shock with how mature you've been about it all. They don't, they just Four of Swords, Four of Pence. Look at the roots. Look at the roots. The roots are solid. The tree's gone. Not entirely though. There is a sapling there. But it's that thing of, look, you chop down the tree. I mean, fuck me if this wasn't a metaphor with the Ten of Wands, right? You chop down the tree, look. Got rid of that tree, just a stump, it's dead. No, because the tree is still growing, because the roots are strong. And this is where you are, my darling. You've got this sapling. You've got, literally, in your case, you know, with the lovely Raven, but you've got this sapling. You're still growing. You might have had your world sort of taken from you, ripped upside down. Everything might be feeling topsy-turvy, like you've just got off the tilt-a-whirl at bloody Space Mountain or whatever it is. That's a mixed metaphor, but go with it, right? All of that might be feeling right now, but you've still got this security because look, your roots are there. The people around you, the support network you've got, and your bloody mindedness and determinedness. You've got this, right? You might not feel it. You've got this. You are able to deal with this. You are able to get through this yourself without whatever happens in the relationship terms is separate. You have got this, and just know that even though your tree's been chopped down, there's still a sapling there. There is always new life. There is always the hope for the future, and that sapling, given time, will grow into just as big an oak tree as this one ever was, right? Just remember that, my darling. The advice, this is a big one. The advice, we've got Temperance reversed, right? So Temperance, this is the only major arcana card that's come up in your reading. Temperance, I would be saying, find a way through, you know, it's the mixing the two, the yellow flame and the blue flame, and we put them together and you find a middle way, and you've got to negotiate and all of that, right? That is what I would normally say, but this is reversed. Fuck that, right? This is not a time for you to be patient, listen to his view, take it on board, hear the both sides. This is for you to decide what you need to do right now. Fuck him. Not fuck him, but fuck him, right? At this moment in time, that all comes later. Right now, you're still hurting, you're still wounded, your world has been knocked upside down. Do what is right for you. Not him. Not him. He doesn't get a say. He can go whistle. He can go swivel. Means absolutely nothing, right? Temperance reversed is literally saying, right now, my darling, do what is right for you and Raven. And if that means, I don't know, if that means changing the locks, change the locks. If that means, you know, I wouldn't ever advocate for, like, don't do the thing where you cut up all his suits and put holes in them, because that's, then you can get arrested for that and it's criminal damage, all of that stuff. But whatever you need to do to move on, do whatever you need to do to find a way through the next week and the next month and the next year. Do. And if that means that at the moment you allow him limited visitation rights for Raven and that's it, then so be it. If that's what you need to do for you to be able to move forward, don't do the thing that you would normally do, which is to go, this is this and this is that, and we're going to put them in the middle and find a middle way. You want this to happen, I want this to happen, let's compromise. At the moment, this isn't about compromise. This is about you getting through the next week, month and year, right? So you absolutely have to just, and even to the point, look, even to the point, this person's taking their shoes off, right? This is not an angel in this deck, right? There is an angel element to it because we've got the wings, but the wings are not on this plane. The wings are somewhere else. It's on the astral plane. These wings that this person has are ethereal wings, right? They aren't physical. So what this is saying is, when it's reversed in this case, in the advice position, it's saying you don't have to listen to your higher self right now. Yes, be true to your ethics. If you know, if you would know, if you're the type of person that would forgive and move forward, and if that is right for you, then do that. But don't feel pressured to do that just because, think of the children, think of this. No, bollocks, right? Raven needs to be in a loving relationship, and she needs a loving relationship with you, right? That's what's needed. If the father needs to play a part in that, then so be it. That can be arranged, right? And if you decide to get back together and forgive and work through in months and weeks and years to come, then so be it. That's down to you. But if what you need to do right now is to just say, you can see Raven at my mother's on Sunday and for 3 hours, then that's what you need to do, right? Don't key the car. Don't, you know, put all his clothes in the bonfire, even though you've got one. Don't do all of that. Don't put yourself in that position, my darling, right? Go with what feels right. Put yourself forward. Do what feels right for you for right now. But don't make the situation, don't act out of anger or hate towards him, because that can lead into really negative ways, right? He's fucked up. He knows he's fucked up. That's that. The universe will give him those repercussions. You don't necessarily need to add to that. Just make yourself, put yourself in as strong a position as you can moving forward, my darling, and do whatever's right for you. And the outcome, you will heal from this. You will absolutely heal from this. This card came up earlier. This is the 7 of Wands, right? Wands, again, security, confidence, all of that. Now look at this center wand, right? All the ones around it. We've got one here that's been turned into a club with nails. We've got one here that's been sort of just roughly chopped from a tree. We've got one here that's like been sharpened like a stake, and 3 of them have been turned into torches, right? Look at the one in the middle. It's literally blossoming. It's literally blossoming. And look at the bandage around it. It's been repaired. It's been healed. This is you healing. It's not the relationship. This is you healing, right? And this is literally saying that you are going to feel better about this. You are going to feel better in yourself. Not necessarily about this, but you are going to feel better. You are going to find a way forward, and you will heal. And whatever happens relationship wise, whatever happens with him is down to him. This is really honestly saying, my darling, that you are able to heal and you are able to find a way forward, right? I have no doubt at all in my mind that this is going to hurt like absolute fuck right now. I've been there, but not with a kid, but I've been there and had that happen. And I know the pain and the anguish, right? I absolutely feel for you, my darling, but you will heal from this, and there will be a brighter tomorrow, and there will be, you know, brighter days and all of that bollocks that people say. But it is actually true. There will be days to come where you will wake up and you won't be as angry, you won't feel as hurt, you won't feel as wanting to smash his face in. As for the rest of it that's gone on, losing the job and things like that, you'll find a way through this, right? This is all the universe kind of dumping everything all in one. You will feel, I believe so strongly, my darling, right, that the universe only ever gives us what we can handle. It may take us to breaking point. It may take us to the point where we are bent 180, like literally we are almost snapped in two, but we won't break. It's just testing our metal. And the problem is that you don't realize that until you're out the other side of it years down the line, where you'll look back and say, fuck me, I'm a strong person. And actually, I will never thank him for that, but I got over it. And I have Raven to, you know, that's come out of that, if that makes sense. I think for you, my darling, like, how can I put this? I don't think the universe can give you much more shit, right? And it feels very much like you've got to take some time, lick your wounds, decide which direction you're going to move forward in, and do what is right for you and Raven. Long-term visitations, all of that, whatever, shared custody, all of that stuff later on down the line. But right now, do what is right for you, my darling. And I'm gutted that you've gone through that. It's lovely to see you. I'm so sorry that you're here under really shit excuse me, my coffee's repeating. Under really shit circumstances. I really, really am. But thank you for popping in. Let me have a look at what you've said. It is definitely aligning with Kirsty. That's good then. The universe is being true then. No chance of getting back together. He lied to your face about things and manipulating you, thinking we could possibly get through things. Oh, what an asshole. What an asshole. No. Put yourself forward. Put yourself forward. Think about you. This is not a time to be an angel, my darling. Don't do anything on the immediate rebound. Don't act out of hate and anger and all of that, my darling. But put yourself forward. Put your needs forward and head on. And I wish you nothing but the very, very, very best, my darling. I hope to God that everything kind of comes a bit easier for you in the weeks to come. I really, really, really do. But that is your reading, Robin. And yeah, it's nice to see you, but unfortunately, I'd have preferred it not under these circumstances. Thank you, Patricia, my darling. Thank you so much. You didn't need to stay, but thank you, my darling. And yeah, no worries, my love. No worries at all. But thank you, Robin. And all I can say is, like, I hope he gets his just desserts. I'm not going to send negativity to him. My first thought was send him a dragon. I'm not going to do that because at the end of the day, he is your daughter's father. And, you know, retaliation like that is never a good thing in the end. But just look after yourself, and I will send you all the healing and all the positive energy that we absolutely can, my darling. So thank you for popping in. No worries. I hope that helps in some way or form. I really do. For everybody else that's watched, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you so much to the mods. Again, you're all amazing. I couldn't do this without my moderators. You're all a bunch of amazing people. Don't forget, if you haven't already, go across to the website, www.beyondauthentic.co.uk. You can see where I'm doing live readings. I'm pretty much sure that I'm going to be in Lytham St Anne's in October. I'm in Leeds next week. I'm in Leeds next week at a fair, and there will be more after that shit. And there's more coming up. That will all be on the website as they get confirmed. And also it's where you can book me on Fiverr.com and also on buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. All the details are on my website if you want to go and check those out. I am back again on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. for the members only chat. And yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me today. Sorry we've gone over half an hour over. It was really important to get a detailed reading for Robin, so I hope that that accomplished that. So yes, thank you to the mods. I don't know if any of you are still on, but thank you ever so much. And all I'm going to do now is leave off, as we always do, by saying stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will definitely see you on the next one. Keep practicing, and as always, I'll see you soon. Bye. I haven't got the end clicked. Could you tell I'm waffling because I haven't got the end screen on? There we go. Thank you very much, everyone. See you very soon. Love you all. Love to the mods. And yeah, whatever you're doing this week, whatever you're doing this week, have fun and be good to yourself. That's all I'm going to say. Take care, everyone.